So, in this video I wanted to explain how do we, how do I, so the idea is how do I, myself, my personal own understanding that's not like gathered from billion of people, but I have gathered this information from, would say, many other channelers and which I know, which I teach channeling to also, and to from my own experience by channeling different entities. So the story is about why, actually, it's why other entities, other beings from other dimensions think that, or have no doubts about it, that humans are really, really exciting and really, really interesting. It's like many times Bashar has said this uh, billions of times, that we don't watch television, we watch you because you are so exciting and interesting and so on. And before I want to drink, but I don't have anything to drink. Oh, sorry. Before it's all these past days, I'm just on the go, on the go. I never stop. I'm like constantly on the go. And before I channeled myself, I have watched a few, 3 or 4 Bashar videos, maybe a little bit more. It's not like all the library available, but a couple of those videos. And on those videos, I noticed that many times the Bashar says that humans are really, really interesting. We watch you and we are excited about you. That many entities watch humans because of their interests, because they are interested to watch humans. And I was like, well, obviously, it's like, from one point of view, it's like, well, they're making fun of us. From the other point of view, it's like, what can you possibly find interesting here? What can you possibly find interesting there? And it's like, it was a question in my mind, how and what do they find interesting here? But then I was started to channel myself accidentally, and then I noticed that I become in my life. I was like, when I started to meditate, then instantly the channeling itself happened. But I didn't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. It's like, oh, I'm just receiving good ideas, good messages, and it's like inspirations. I didn't never thought it's like any other dimension or any other beings or any other whatever. And then I come across to Bashar videos and was like, who is this man? Why is he yelling? Why is he holding closed his eyes? And why do he have fingers like this? I paid no attention, and then a year later I realized, oh yeah, he's there's a different being talking through him. And then I found it really interesting, but I didn't pay any attention. And not and later, then when I started channeling myself, I was glad to actually see somebody else do this, because it was like, whew, I'm not going crazy at all. It's like somebody else is doing. Then I started to do more research on it, but still the idea is about why when I was channeling other beings from other planets, other dimensions, other worlds, you would say, but especially Enrico, sometimes when a person asks a question, Enrico is just excitingly amazed of how can we actually develop such a question, how can we actually create such a question to whom actually you cannot even answer to this question. Sometimes he is amazed that the question itself is also the answer itself, but still the human is asking this question, and he says, why are you asking a question to which there is already an answer? And then the person, oh, it's like this then, right? He said, well, if you say it like this, then it's definitely like this. For example, are there, for example, gray aliens? And if you have this idea within you, definitely there are gray aliens for you. Gray aliens, purple aliens, whatever, no matter. And the idea is that if you accept this idea, you already are perceiving this idea, but you are still having doubts. So Enrico is amazed at how interesting you actually think. It's like, wow, it's really amazing. Sometimes people are also asking a couple of questions and Enrico finds it interesting. Enrico has shared many ideas about how interesting actually humans are. One of those ideas was really funny. He said, well, basically, you are on your planet, you are having this, as Enrico was saying, this idea that whatever you think, it manifests. Whatever you think, you start to live like this. And he said, well, the idea itself is really interesting. Think, and then people start to sit at home, and when I go outside this door, I will have $1 million, for example. When I go out to this house, I will receive good ideas, good words, many people will be excited from me, many people will start to love me. And then this person go outside of his room, flat house, whatever, he walks on the street, constantly I'm thinking positive, I'm thinking positive. And for example, a car goes by and there is a puddle, and the car drives in the puddle, and the water hits that person's whatever clothes, a little bit face or something, and then the person gets really angry. He said, well, this is piece of, I would say bullshit, but Enrico didn't say like this is, Enrico said like, this doesn't work, this is complete nonsense, this is fake, this is ever, and the person gets angry, goes back home, and then, I know that this doesn't work, I didn't know it, I always thought it was a nonsense, and so on and so on. So how people themselves inside are doing the conversation with their own selves, like they're always trying to accept a thought and trust this thought, and then try to strongly believe this thought. But the idea is not about believing the thought. The idea is about trusting yourself, believing yourself, and everything will happen in relationship with your true being. And another thing was interesting. He did another joke about not other persons, like a simulation about only to express the idea of human thinking. Was that Enrico? I was driving in the car. Suddenly I received a contact with Enrico, and I was like, "Well, tell me something interesting about humans." He said, "Okay, okay." But it's not like he said, okay, now imagine. It's like I had received these images which I translate into words like a normal human would most easily will understand. And he said, imagine that, for example, I am channeling. But for example, I am Enrico. And then a woman comes in front, like asks a question, and he says, Enrico, I want to see more. I wanna see more. I wanna see. He said that, why am I not seeing anything? Enrico said, the idea is about seeing when you meditate, seeing when you channel, or so on. Enrico says, okay, sit down, please. The lady sits down, and Enrico says, look at me, constantly look at me. And the woman's like looking, and said, do you see anything? She says, no. Enrico, why? How interesting! You don't see anything. You are looking at me, but still you are saying that you don't see anything. This is something about this story was funny at that time because I received the understanding of it, and now the explanation is that it was so funny. Humans create a concept of what should they see, what the message should be, what should it look like, how it should look like, and they are constantly focusing away from the actual thing that they are perceiving, so the actual thing that they are seeing. So for example, Enrico says, what do you see? She says nothing, because she doesn't see anything of that concept which he had idea to. Enrico says, oh, you don't see anything, but you are looking at me. How can you not see anything? You are seeing myself. And this is also interesting. It could be a joke, it could be a story, it could be something like this, but it's in a way explaining of why do other beings find really interesting humanity. And also another thing, how many times he was said, is that humans, you ask questions about what should I do, what should I do this, how can I receive this, how can I acquire this, so be more successful in business, in personal life, whatever. But the thing is, you ask those questions, but you don't do anything, and there is no reason to actually answer those questions, because you still aren't doing anything in order to achieve this goal. So the idea is that humans just have amazing talent, amazing ability to think really a lot, really a lot, and this is just an amazing gift in which Enrico is really, how you say, surprised, or really, I know the words in English so much, really amazed, you would say, amazed that we have such a gift that we can think so many things. And sometimes he said a story about humans are diggers. They are digging everything. It's like humans walked on a beautiful planet, on a beautiful place. We would say something like heaven. And then they decided to start dig. And then they started digging, digging, digging. And they dig a grave so deep that they start to not see the light. They start to become farther away from the light. And then they thought, what should we do? Well, we should dig. We have to dig. Humans are diggers. And we need to dig. We have to dig because we are diggers. And then they dug so deep that the light completely disappeared, and then they started to create their own concepts, their own illusions, what humanity is. And then there was a message, a visualization, or something like scientists, or the social knowledge person. I don't know how you could say it. Says, we humans evolved from digging. We are the diggers. We are the digging cult. We are the digging. This is our evolution. We evolved from sand. We evolved from nothing, you would say, and we evolve through digging, through suffering, and this, and everybody then is. I am a human evolution. Technology, so we can dig more. Computers, so we can dig faster. We have even such a high achievement as money, so we can exchange and we can buy a new shovel. And it was like really amazing that. And also the idea was that many people who seek spirituality, who look for spirituality, they come up with such interesting concepts which you can impossibly normal conditions imagine even of. It's like and then the humans ask these concepts. For example, if I chant this mantra, what will happen with me? And it's like Enrico is saying, well, why should the mantra affect your happening? Why should a mantra affect your being? What meaning has this mantra? Enrico says nothing has meaning. The only meaning is how you would say accept or put your intention to it, or put your well, he said, for example, one person is chanting mantras and he finds this as meditation and he feels loving feelings, he feels peaceful feelings. Another person is chanting mantra and he's like constantly, I need money, I need money. He's putting intention to it, he's putting his mind to the work. Another person is counting mantra and he easily forgets what he is doing and finds it really interesting. So the idea is that it's not the meaning of the mantra, it's the meaning how you do it, it's the meaning what you actually are doing. That's most important. So I don't know the exact word, but it's something to do with not reaction to it. It's like how you do it. Let it be in simple words. So you would say in simple words about why do actually these beings, humans and the entities, beings, other beings from other planes, find human civilization so interesting? Because it's lack of understanding, lack of connection to cosmos, and humans create their own ideas, their own versions, which are really amazingly interesting. It's like unimaginably interesting concepts about everything such as money system, the society system, religious systems, everything also as lifestyles, that you need to have 4 children and you are a good family, and then you need to be good and you need to be better and you need to be so on and so on. And then it's like, why do you need to be better? Aren't you the best at all given moments and given times? Why should you be more better than you are? You already constantly are who you are. You cannot be better and worse. The only thing that you can be is be more of yourself, who you are. And it's like, wow, it's like really interesting. And also another thing is that I never understood actually what Bashar is saying about be who you are, your true self, react to your excitements and so on. I never really paid attention why does he say this, and it's like just another belief system to fall into or something to do what excites you. But when we were channeling Enrico, when I started to channel myself, I started to receive the understanding of it, and it's really, really a deep idea. It's really a deep idea, but still, it's how you do it. It's like many people will fake themselves. It's pretending I'm doing excitement. Many people will try to find their excitement, but the really thing is allow excitement. Allowing you. Allow yourself to be free. Allow yourself. The allow word be more closer. Allow you to be who you are in all given moments and given times. Allow excitement. Allow joy. Allow love come to you. Don't think too much, because all thinking creates intention, and all intention creates like blockages. Imagine you want to have extremely high joy at this moment, but then you have so many thoughts that are constantly right now blocking this. Because, for example, I can laugh right, it's so funny, but then if I'm a normal but then again if I'm a normal person, I would think, oh no, I have to be serious. I'm driving, and you are not allowing excitement to come. Okay, I want to show you a joke. Let's scare a couple of people. There's a traffic jam. So the idea is that allow excitement to be, allow excitement to come, allow your excitement to be your excitement. This is the idea. So I'm going to a seminar right now, channeling seminar, and I would be really on the past seminars I speak too much. I have interviews at some local journals and so on, and I speak so much. It's like I was doing interview on a local esoterical journal. I was speaking so much. It's like I said to this lady, okay, we have, you would say, an hour or 2 hours for this interview, and then you have a limited words on this interview, and you have several questions, like 20, 30, maybe 10. I said it's impossible to actually describe you something, because all of those questions which you will ask will be the information that I can give is like you need to print some more 10 magazines only about this article. It's not that possible to do. And also, if you want an answer to a sentence in short, the information will be too short to actually explain this answer. So the thing is that I told her it's nearly impossible to explain you. I asked at the beginning, I received information how the universe is built, and she said, well, how the universe is built? I said, well, it's like at least 100 of A4 pages, and you have only one page available, maybe 3 or maybe 4 pages, and then the article will be how the universe is developed, how the universe is evolved, how the planet is created. That will be unnecessary. I was like thinking that there's so much information to tell from these channelings, and sometimes I think, where in the mind all the information is staying? It's like impossible to stay somewhere here in the mind. And like Enrico said, all memories are channeled. No memory exists in you. Only energy exists in you. Energy that has the access to those memories which you acquire to access. And also another thing, the summary was that I talked so much that my jaw right here, the muscles, felt pain, really deep pain. It's like when you are doing sports a lot, you feel pain, and I couldn't move my jaw. It's like, oh my god, it's so painful. And right now also it's starting to pain. I start to feel pain, and I'm going to a seminar where I'll be talking again, and it will be really, you would say, 2 to 3 hours of speeching. Whatever I think I will do, no thought meditation, just to cool down those thoughts, cool down everything. Okay, so that's it for this video. Subscribe if you want to hear some more of these interviews, and also on December right now I'm doing so much of other works, November, December, and I don't have enough time to do these channelings on English, and even to I'm not even searching for people who can ask English questions, because sometimes I was like a local Latvian person, hey, ask me questions in English, and then Enrico comes and he tries to whisper out those words in English, and Enrico is thinking, why do you ask somebody something in a different language? You can ask in your own language as a purpose for camera. He's saying like camera will think of itself. You don't pay attention because those people who wish, they will come and ask those questions. Like, and so this is also so I'm looking for English audio, and through a computer like channeling webinar, it's really difficult to actually do the channeling, because sometimes when people ask a private question, the Enrico, he wants to hear your voice, hear and feel you, in order to like find the information. But doing it through computer, it's like the sound gets cracky, the internet connection fades, somebody in the microphone in the other room is cleaning a vacuum cleaner, playing a piano, doing something, and it's like I would say the channeling quality gets interrupted. So I somehow I can do the webinars, but I want actually to 3 or 4 or 5 people in the audience that are at the place. So that they can ask questions in person. So okay, this is it. I'm going to the seminar, and good luck.